For me, side content in Assassin's Creed has its ups and its downs, but in this video we're going to take a look at the best side content in Assassin's Creed as a whole, and instead of structuring this like a top 5 video, I've decided that I'll make it a top 7 video instead. So there's 2 extra points there. I just didn't like the consistency of 5 this, 5 that, so we're gonna change that a little bit and do 7 for one video, like a special snowflake. Of course, this video is in my opinion. If you disagree or have more to add, then the comment section is there for you to use. To start off with, we have renovations. Now, in various Assassin's Creed games, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, Rogue and Unity slightly as well, you could renovate landmarks and certain shops, and doing this would increase your revenue that you would get in a chest or whatever that you'd be able to go and loot, and get some extra funds on top of what you can earn in the open world or in the missions, and it was just satisfying to see that happen, and I liked it. It also helps make the world feel a little bit more complete at the end than what it was when the game started. Another bit of fun side content that we've seen in Assassin's Creed were in fact the little areas where you could use the diving bell to dive deeper to and explore these caverns and ruins underwater, and it was just a beautiful experience. I mean, were they more involved with side quests? I reckon they would have been better, but what was there was something to behold for sure. It was also fairly fresh to Assassin's Creed, as we hadn't seen this in previous Assassin's Creed games before Assassin's Creed 4, and we likely never will see something like it in Assassin's Creed again. Another piece of side content that I really enjoyed were plundering ships in naval, which, although it did see its time and it's now time for Assassin's Creed to move on for sure, it was very fun in Assassin's Creed 4 and Assassin's Creed Rogue to just go up to a random ship, incapacitate it and then loot it for all it has, and I liked being able to gather resources to upgrade my own ship that way, and honestly it was just a really fun feature that highlighted the piracy aspect to Assassin's Creed 4 greatly. Now, this was probably the best piece of side content in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which was of course the World War I rift, which took you out of the setting of Assassin's Creed Syndicate in 1868 and took you to London, the same city, but in the year 1914, is it? Or is it 1960? I can't remember. It's during the First World War, and what we get here is a couple of missions with a new character called Lydia Fry and a little bit of world space to explore as her and do some stuff in. I mean, all in all, if you consider it as one massive piece of side content, then it's not too bad, and honestly, I kind of like this. One of my favourite pieces of side content in Assassin's Creed 4 would be the Templar hunts. In the Templar hunts, you get a string of missions with different assassins who you track a particular Templar in these missions. I found these mini story arcs to be quite fun. At the end of each individual quest line, you will get a Templar key, and once you've done all of them, you'll be able to unlock a door and get a piece of Templar armour. I found the assassin characters that you run into fairly interesting and diverse from one another, and the missions were fun, although one of them is about 90% tailing missions, but the other ones are pretty good. Murder mysteries in Assassin's Creed Unity were really fleshed out. They were all unique from one another, they all had interesting suspects. They weren't the most interesting characters, I must say, but they all had different motives and you had to figure out who killed them. You could accuse the wrong person and that would harm your reward, so you had to get it right. So you had to look at the evidence and use your mind a bit more, which is something that you haven't had to do enough in recent Assassin's Creed games. So it's good to see that in Assassin's Creed Unity's murder mysteries, you do have to do a little bit of thinking. However, if you're like me, you probably didn't care for the reward and just accused everybody until you nailed the right person. I'm not actually that bad. And of course, what better thing to do as an assassin in an open world than accept some random assassination contracts. The assassination contracts, of course they aren't random, but the assassination contracts that you don't have to do are quite fun to do because you get to actually be that sick as boy assassin that you are supposed to be, and these contracts are pretty much in every Assassin's Creed game. Besides from Unity and Syndicate, they sort of switched it up a little bit. However, the assassinations are present in the majority of other games, besides from one as well that's not in there. They're fun to do because you set out to kill somebody, and more often than not, you're not like restrained to stealth. But anyway guys, there you have it. 7 great bits of side content in Assassin's Creed. You know, I'm going to work on a title that works before I actually publish this. But thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, and etc. And I'll see you all in the next one. So yes, yeah.